This podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The content shared is not a substitute for professional medical, mental health, legal, or financial advice. Please consult a qualified professional for personalized guidance or treatment. By listening, you acknowledge that the hosts and guests are not responsible for any decisions or actions you take based on this content.
Feel like a grouch, go beyond the couch. Share your confessions on the Aurora Sessions.
Hello, Aurora Healing Crew. Welcome to the Aurora Sessions Beyond the Couch, where we take the stressors that come up in session and bring them into conversation beyond the couch. This is the space where real talk meets real life. Hi everyone, this is Teresa here, the founder of Aurora Counseling, a group private practice providing psychotherapy for clients in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Today I have Anne Lada.
Hi everyone.
Hi Anne, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to say her bio first and then I'll get into how I know Anne. So Anne is a retired pediatric oncology nurse, mother of 4, and owner of Belle & Beau and A Lada Love. She minored in psychology, and mental health has always been a huge part of her life. Mental health has always been something that has been extremely important to her to recognize and normalize speaking about mental health and letting people know that they are not alone. She started a small group for children and preteens to promote well-being and positive outlook to help give children the tools they need to recognize and work through emotions and seek help or health when needed. Okay, so one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you was, so I met her through our girls' dance schools,
right.
And her daughters are super cute, and they do these super cute duos, and it's just so cute. But I, of course, like every good stalking mom, I friended her on Facebook, or I think it was Facebook because we're not cool enough to start on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like, maybe you're cool enough, but I started on Facebook, and then I saw that you have the store, Belle & Beau.
Right, yes.
And it's so cute. It has all these gift things. Do you want to tell a little bit about that store?
Sure. So Belle & Beau started almost 4 years ago now. I don't know. I'm a believer in, like, you choose what's right at the time in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I had my 4th child. I have kidney disease myself, and I think I was looking. I was almost looking for a way, I don't know if it's distraction is the right thing, but I was looking for, like, something to give back. So I had this idea for Belle & Beau where I could have this store, but every month we highlighted a different charity, and then everything in the store gives back baseline. So a lot of the companies that I stock give back like 10% from the get-go. Right. They 10% of sales. So then on top of that, I give like proceeds to whatever cause we choose, and then we highlight that because in having my own kids, I realized, and I think I knew it growing up too, kids are they're like sponges. You teach them from a young age. They imitate, they're capable of so much from a young age. And my oldest was 10 at the time, but he lit up when we would talk about different things that we're doing and giving back, and it kind of was like a spark to keep it going and kind of let the community know, like, you can make a difference with like something small. Right. So yeah, that's when Belle & Beau kind of.
Yeah, so I and the Belle & Beau is in Mullica Hill, which is always fun to visit. It's right down the street from us here, and so I wanted to support another dance mom, but also I loved all the I think it was the charities and mental health and self-esteem that I noticed. I was like, what is Anne? Like, I always wonder, they say we have a bad habit in the United States asking people what they do for work. That's the most interesting part of you.
Yes, right. Yeah.
But like, I do wonder, and so I was like, I wonder if she's a therapist, or where is this coming from?
Right.
And then you started A Lada Love, and can you explain what A Lada Love is?
Right. So A Lada Love is kind of like an extension of that, where so we do classes for children up to teens, and it's growing. Like I don't know, like I either add to it or take away, see what works. But when I started it was like a 6-week series of a group of young girls that I had, and the idea was that these girls, girls and boys, it doesn't matter gender, but kids can come and kind of talk about their concerns and feel that open space without having I don't know why, but there's still a stigma of parents bringing their children to therapists or reaching out for help. And this is almost like a stepping stone of, not all children do need therapy, but tools are very, very helpful. So while your child may not be totally struggling, everyone, even adults, can benefit from, mental health exercises, tools, something to help our stress levels. So if we teach them that from a young age, it will help them develop into strong teenagers and adults one day. And the outpouring of this specific group that I had was, it was, these girls were like bursting with things and questions and like experiences that they wanted to talk about, and it's there's just such a need for it with kids to have that support.
100%. And I think that's when I was like, what is Anne's like an onion? Like, I need to know about Anne. And plus, Anne is also a party mom in the Nutcracker Show, Trisha Sloan. And so I was like, were you a dancer? And she was.
Yes.
You also grew up dancing and dancing college. And so I guess I have so many questions. I usually like to start from the beginning. I guess what led you to, I guess, your first career of being an oncology nurse? Like, what brought you there?
I don't even know where. So when I was in, I think I was 6th or 7th grade, one of my best friends was diagnosed with cancer. And it was tough. Like, it was a very rare cancer. She was in and out of the hospital a lot. And when she was sick, I remember my mom kind of like, I don't know if it was her way of like shielding me, but it was almost like I wasn't, like, she didn't take me to the hospital to go visit her, and I wanted to go so badly. She ended up passing away when we were freshmen, and it was like that feeling of like, I could not have done enough to like been there to support her. And I still talk to her mom now, but it's, and I've always been a person who like wants to try to fix things and make everything better. Like, I'm one of 6. I have 5 brothers, and I feel like I always kind of, to a fault, was like empathetic. Where I don't know. That's just like how I am. We call that codependency.
We're codependent and want to fix everything and help everybody, even when we don't have the energy or have stuff in our so like, to a fault, and that stays with me, and I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. It is how it is. But that kind of sparked my interest in pediatric oncology. I always wanted to be a nurse, but I think seeing her go through that and that kind of pushed me
that route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. And codependency might sound like a bad word, but it's, I think it always starts from a place of good, like we want to help.
Yes.
But it's when we don't know when to like cut it back.
Right. Yeah.
And when we don't know when it's like not our fault or the guilt.
Oh yeah.
All of that.
Or like the apologizing.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do more, but like
right.
Yes. So yes.
Like, what else could you have done?
Yeah.
You were
right. Yeah.
like I always think, and one of the tools we use in therapy is like, think of like, look at another kid in that age in middle school.
Right.
What could they do more, or what expectations would you have that girl do for their friend?
Right.
What else could you do?
Right.
You have no car. You're at the mercy of your parents for everything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. What's her name?
Alicia.
Oh, Alicia.
Yeah.
Oh, what kind of cancer was it?
It was a rare tumor, appendinoma, that she went to CHOP, and she actually, one of her professors ended up being one of her nurses, her main nurses ended up being my nursing professor.
Oh, wow.
When I went to college, yeah. So
that's like Alicia was with you.
Yeah.
I believe in all of that, you know, connecting
same
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so why? Okay, and then the other pieces, so the other layers of Anne is her medical stuff that I'm like learning and curious about, but also the mental health. And I know you started out as a nurse. How long did you work as an oncology nurse?
So I was probably about 8 years. I was in oncology, and then I did float nursing throughout the hospital for like another 2.
Okay. And I guess what caused you to pivot from that?
From nursing? A little bit of family life, but a lot of it was like affecting me mentally. Like, it was hard for me to come home and like turn it off.
Yes.
So it kind of made me like reanalyze. Like, I didn't want to be in a funk, and like that being said, like, I'm very blessed. I have healthy children. Like, not necessarily saying that I wanted to like turn it off, because I know all these families are going through that. But it was getting to the point where it's hard for me to do both.
Yeah. No. That actually is part of the spectrum of the codependency, or not the codependency, but like boundaries and self-care and being a frontline worker, especially with kids going through cancer. That's the one thing that must be one of the hardest population, because I always think not to be spiritual, but to be spiritual when you even go through like CCD and stuff. They say there's a reason why we're born, right? There's a reason why we're born, and when we're like fulfilled that reason, that's when it's time for us to go, you know, pass on. And when I learned that, and then I saw kids dying of cancer or being diagnosed with cancer, it's like, what is the reason?
So I specifically remember when I lost my first patient, I was so angry. I was like, how is this possible? Like, that a child can just like go through like the treatment, and then I don't know, I just felt like I was just so angry, like, for parents to go through it, for everyone involved. I was just I just remember driving home. It was a night shift, and I remember driving home just being so angry. Like, and I'm religious, I'm spiritual, and I was just like, how is this possible? Like, what is the reason? Why did the parents have to go through? Why give hope? Why did they even go through treatment? Like, so many questions. Why did they have to suffer? And then to go home to your healthy babies is so many emotions and layers. Even now I get choked up thinking about it. Like, it has changed me. I don't know. It definitely changes you as a person, but then it's still like, I carry with me those parents, their strength, even the kids and parents, the families who go through this, their strength is like no other. Like you think like God gives you the strength to go through things that you handle, but like they don't have a choice, and they still pick up, and they're so strong for these kids. Like one patient in particular, the boy was so weak, and he kept saying how he like couldn't walk because he had leukemia, and the mom was like, you don't have to walk, I will carry you everywhere you have to go. And it was just like, I don't know, those like little things stick with you, and it's cancer stinks. It sucks so much.
It does.
There's no explanation.
And we did a podcast with Jen Littner, whose daughter has PKS, and one of the things that came from the conversation was like she was picked somehow to be Hildy's mom, and how some thank goodness these kids had these parents to be their parent, but also then I start spiraling down. What about the kids who don't have parents support, insurance, like all the stuff? And nurses like you.
And unfortunately, you see the spectrum of it. Like we did have more patients. Like there were a lot of patients that didn't have that support, which is heartbreaking. But
so I can understand why you needed to pivot. So what do you think? I mean, at the time, did you have babies at home? Were you a mom yet?
When Belle and Beau started?
When you were on college?
I did not.
Okay.
No. So when I started, I didn't.
Okay.
And I worked up until I had Madeline, my third.
Okay.
And
oh wow.
So I remember my first shift back after having my first. I had 2 relapses and a new diagnosis, and I was I was the whole shift was like holding back tears, but because like you always, and even not being a nurse, like you every day is such a blessing. Like you never know what can happen, but being in it was a lot.
Yes.
So
and then coming home to your healthy children. What kept? Did you go to therapy during that time?
I didn't. And like that being said, like as we're talking about it now, like I don't know that. I might go back to it. Like there is something about it that is like I felt like I belonged there, and I wanted to be there, and I wanted to help these families. Ironically, like through Belle and Beau, I met a woman named Kate, who's like my best friend right now, and she had a 1-year-old at the time, and we just got to talking, and her mom always took care of the little boy, and her brother was actually recently diagnosed with cancer. So I started helping her with, but like I feel like oncology always finds its way back to me. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll end up going back there sometime too. But
So what like coping skills did you use or didn't use, I guess, during that time to help you like be there for the patients? Right.
We had our nurse manager was great, and then the support group of the oncology nurses was incredible. Like we had each other. I don't know. I'm trying to think of anyone. I'm sure some of them went to therapy. I don't know for other reasons, but we talked a lot like to each other about it, because it's a bond that like you don't form with other people.
I'm watching The Pit right now. Did you watch The Pit?
No.
It's all about the ER, in 24 hours. Each episode is like another hour. But it definitely highlights the bond. You're doing shift work. You're spending 12 hours with the same people.
Yes.
So you majored in psychology, and that's really interesting because I always say that there's like nurses and then there's social workers. Like I'm a social worker. I don't want to look at blood. I cannot deal with that stuff. But you ended up being a nurse.
Right. I minored in it.
Oh, okay. You minored.
Yes,
oh, that's right. It says here. Sorry. Minored.
Yes.
And have always cared deeply about mental health. Where did that care and interest start to the point that you started like A Lada Love? Like where did that start for you?
Okay. Trying to think. Like I always, when I did my psychology classes, I knew that there was, it's something that's not talked about enough. And then I think having my kids made me realize that it needs more like exposure and like resources. So I remember hearing that one of the guidance counselors' position was taken away, and we're in a time where I feel like mental health is so important, and like in a crisis when you have these kids who are, you know, depressed or committing suicide. And I just feel like if anything, we should be adding more resources for kids and not taking away from them. And then as I see, my girls are still young, like 11 and about to be 9. They're still young, but they already come to me with this like big girl problems. And I'm like, why is this? I don't know, maybe I was just naive to think that they would be like facing these things at a young age, but like body image and like social stuff where they're being totally excluded. And again, maybe I was probably totally naive, but they should have like an outlet to either talk about it or have tools to know like what is a good friend, what is not a good friend, like what's a support, like when do you go to an adult, things that one guidance counselor for 3 grade, our guidance counselors are phenomenal, like they're absolutely phenomenal, but when you expect them to touch an entire school,
right,
it's tough, like it's just it's
impossible.
Like
that's how people fall through the cracks, and unless you're visibly showing signs of anything, so we're being reactive versus proactive, and and last with Angela we were talking about the episode that dropped. She was saying she had to wait till college. She waited till college to when she had access to the wellness center for counseling, and a lot of kids have to wait till that too. So I guess because your passion for self-esteem and building kids up and kindness and mental health is so strong. Is that something that you felt you needed as a kid, or did something like do you have a personal story from that?
I think it definitely could have been, like, I do look at A Lada Love and I'm like, what could I have used as teen adolescent like support? Like I definitely look back and absolutely could have had tools to like I'm proud of where I am, but then I look back and I'm like, wow, what could have been my path if, you know, I didn't endure this, or like if I had more support. And then the kindness thing, I feel like kindness, it's not hard to be nice. Well, for some people it is, but I feel like it should not be hard to be kind to people. And when I don't know how I'm trying to say this. Like I don't know that I grew up around a ton of it, and I think that's what makes me push my kids to do nothing. Like always, what I would say, always treat a person how you want to be treated. So it's like that's like a non-negotiable at my house. Like if if there's any like little bit of like something said not nice, I'm like,
Right.
how would you feel if they were talking to you like that?
Right.
And
Empathy.
yeah. And even as adults, like I have like you know how people are people, and you encounter things, and it's how you take it and then either learn from it or like I don't know, I'm trying to teach from it, and just let people know that like they're not alone too.
Right.
Which a lot of A Lada Love is like letting these kids know that what they're feeling is normal and they shouldn't be scared to talk about.
Right.
Like if they're sad, if they're hurt, if they're, you know.
Yeah.
So.
So with like body image, and you talk about like your kids, and we have girls, and with dance, and like all this stuff, and with social media, what advice do you have to parents? I guess like being a parent yourself, and do you incorporate that in the Lada Love stuff?
I do, yeah. So I wasn't going to at first because it was a younger group of girls I was dealing with. But we had a question box that they could anonymously put in questions, and one of the first questions was, what do I do if someone's making fun of how many calories I'm eating? So,
oh my gosh.
7 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So that was like my...
How do you know what calories are?
So that was my red flag where I was like, this starts really young. And even like Madeline, when she was like, I think it was kindergarten, came home upset because someone called her fat. And like, we don't use, that's like the F word in our house.
Right.
Because I don't want...
I know.
And especially as a dancer, like I... to this day have body images. I mean, we walked in, you're like, you're gonna be on camera. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and, like it sticks with you. Yes. And it's something like I always say to my girls, you shouldn't have to look at yourself to feel beautiful. It's like how you are and how you carry yourself. Right. It doesn't have to do with your image. So with I'm terrified of social media. I think it's got a lot of positives, but it's got a whole lot of negatives too. Because we have this generation that's constantly looking at each other, you know, and then
it's so easy to compare. And we say like, don't compare yourself. It used to just be because for me it was Jennifer Aniston. She's like, I love her. And but I could limit myself back then, like Friends on Thursday nights, like or a movie or whatever. But now you could just pull up anything all the time. And then you have these like, you know, if someone makes a comment on if what you were wearing or like if it wasn't a good picture. So it's going to be a next level of like body image issues. I personally think for it is
like
already.
the adolescent, young adult group.
And I don't hate social media. I think there's a space for it, but I do think until like we need to teach the kids, like the parents have to be knowledgeable and in it with the kids and help them filter out their feed or what's a positive thing to have suddenly show up. Like I love the affirmations that pop up or the inspiring stories that I wouldn't have found. Like those are the awesome stuff.
I agree.
It's the scary stuff of like how like harming stuff that's scary.
And there's so much good out there. Like I coach Braden's soccer team, and there's a couple of like D1 athletes that I follow, and they're like these young boys that are like trying to teach like how to be better at soccer. And it's amazing that they can reach this entire audience, but then there's like the negative sides to it. So like you said, like if we can filter that out, they have like a world of positive that they can grow and learn and all this access to stuff. But it's getting to that point where they know like, all right, let's tune this out and like
Right.
Follow the good stuff.
It's hard for even adults,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's hard
yeah.
for me to not doom scroll and,
Yeah, right.
and get in my own
And it's
head.
such a waste of time.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. So, can you tell me about your medical stuff, like that's going on? So, what you bring up kidneys? So, what is going on there?
So I have polycystic kidney disease, which started. So I was when I was in college, I had irregular cycles, and they did an ultrasound, and it just happened to be an incidental finding where they saw both my kidneys had lots of cysts on them, but I didn't think much of it because I felt fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just got like yearly blood work, checked up on it, and then after I had Ariella, my nephrologist said that my kidneys had gotten like significantly larger, and they wanted me to follow up Penn because just the way that they had grown quickly, they wanted Penn has like the best transplant team, so they wanted me to follow there. So when I went there, I was still like in pretty much denial because I felt fine. And then after, I think in between like having Madeline and Bo, I would have like a couple episodes where I had hematuria and I had like back pain, and I think it was like kind of, and that probably in part also is why I stepped away from nursing, because like mentally I wasn't doing it, and then my body was just kind of like physically, it's time to step away. So it has been and that I think when I started getting the cyst ruptures, it was like, okay, this is not like going anywhere. So I like started reading up on it more. So polycystic kidney disease makes your kidneys get really large, and like it's uncomfortable. And I would say more in the last like 3 years, I get frustrated because I can be as healthy as I can be. I can like try to work out and it's not, but it's just the path I was given. And I don't know, it is what it is. I feel every day I try to make the most of the day.
Like, are you in pain?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
So it's the main symptom and issue is like the pain. Like I feel, and so everything that goes with that is, so my kidneys right now are like the size of footballs, which
Stop
like
it.
Nobody believes me.
No,
like,
because
if you
you're
saw
a
my
tiny,
MRI,
yeah.
So yeah, if you see my scans, it's like even my nephrologist is like, I don't know how
It fits in your body.
there. Yeah, but it has taken such a toll on like I can't eat a full meal, and like all these little things that unless you know me or unless you ask, you don't know about it. And
because
like,
honestly, I know she was joking, not joking, but the camera was a trigger for Anne.
Yeah.
But Anne is like from like one of the most beautiful people ever.
So are you.
No. You don't have to say that, but thank you. But no, seriously, like hands down. And I think when people, and that's why I wanted to get to know you, because I do feel, and this is like a little off topic, but without knowing you, you're beautiful.
Oh,
your family's beautiful.
Thank you.
Your husband shows up with your children to the events, the recitals. They sit very nicely, dressed so cute. They're just like this little cute family, and it's easy to judge, right? Like, how privileged they are, or how like happy they are. They must not know what it's like to. I mean, I don't know if people are thinking these things, but like it's easy to think of these things. Meanwhile, you're going through the daily struggles of pain, which pain is a big trigger to depression, because you're constantly fighting something, and then also you have to eat to survive.
That's like one of the biggest struggle I would say in like the last 2 years is like a lot, like, to your point, like, people say, like, oh, you look, like, I look fine, but I feel like crap all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, and even, like, our family, like, car trips have gotten really bad for me. I think a lot of people are like, she looks fine, like, unless you ask or see it, like, my husband could tell you, like, when, I think last summer I went through, like, my first, like, blood pressure crisis, which I was, like, so annoyed with, because I eat healthy, I do everything that I can, and my blood pressure was, like, 190 over 110,
Oh my
and
goodness.
I couldn't do anything to get it down. So it was, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. But unless you, like, I don't know, and you, like, I take it day by day, but, like, it's hard not to think, like I want to be there for my kids. That's my biggest thing, where I'm just like, and maybe that's why I go above and beyond for, like, everything I do for them. Like, their party, people make fun of me because their parties are always, like, mini, like, weddings, huge celebration. I'm like, well, I want them to, like, they see me on days where I'm in bed sometimes, and they're like, you know, but it's gonna make them who they are too.
Yes.
So I always try to see, like, the silver lining, because we don't have, like, a lot of family support close. We do have, like, I told you about my friend Kate, who has been, like, a blessing, because I feel like she's, like, the sister I never had, where, like, it's just, like, that love that's, like, not, it's, like, unconditional, where, like, we both kind of want to be there for each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, you don't have control over a lot of things in life.
Right.
So you just kind of,
That makes sense.
Do
You don't
the
have
best.
control
Yeah.
over how you're going to feel, how your symptoms are going to be today.
right.
So if you can throw a nice party for your daughter,
Right. Yeah.
who cares?
Right. Yeah.
Leave Anne alone. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, like, there's days I feel good, and there's days that I don't, and I just try to, like, balance it out and be productive on days that I don't. And then, and if you know Bell and Bow, there's a lot of times I'm closed because I don't feel well and I don't go in, but it is what it is. So I don't know, you do what you can with the cards you're dealt, and that's what it is.
So how do you, because we talk about mom life a lot on these podcasts, because I think, you know, a lot of us can relate with the wearing different hats and the expectations and the mental load and things like that. What do you, like, how do you balance it all? How do you juggle having a medical condition and being there with the kids?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. I just do the best I can, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I take
Well,
it
that's
day
a
by
good
day,
question,
and
because I think it's important for you to kind of label the formula a little bit.
Yes,
so
I
that-
prioritize a lot.
Okay.
So, like, if I don't, my house is not always clean.
Right.
But my kids are, like, taken care of. We do, like, my kids are priority number one, and then anything I get to after that, great, you know. But yeah, I'm a work in progress.
Yeah. So you mentioned you might circle back to, so along with the kidney stuff, do you eventually need a kidney transplant one day?
So 50% of cases do end in transplant.
Okay.
I've tried, like, procedures in the last 2 years to drain some of the cyst, because that's what causes, like, so much discomfort. But my function is still, like, I'm stage 3 right now, so the goal is to maintain function as long as I can, but there's no, like, timetable. There's some drugs that are out, which I tried tolvaptan, which was, like, a nightmare to be on, so not even knowing if it was gonna help preserve function.
Right.
Like, my husband and I talked about it, I was like, I'm gonna go off of it. Like, it wasn't,
the side effects was not
it
worth
was
it.
terrible. So if it ends in transplant, then they would try to do transplant before I go on dialysis, but everything's kind of like there's no timetable for it.
How often do you get like checked, I guess, to see if you need a transplant?
Blood work I've been doing, like it depends on how I'm feeling. Like if I have a cyst rupture, I do like weekly blood work. Sometimes it's monthly, sometimes every 6 months. So I'm in like constant communication with my nephrologist.
That sounds very painful.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And like the cyst rupturing, do you feel like that's when you're in pain?
Yes, yeah. So that's like, and that for whatever reason, any car rides over like 30 minutes really trigger like the cyst ruptures. So that's something I've been trying to like navigate because I don't want it to hold us back from doing. Like we take 2 trips, or not even 2. Every year we go to Ocean City, Maryland, and that's like 3 hours away. So I like plan ahead. I get pain medication if I need it, and like Zofran. But it's just trying to cope with like what I'm given. It's hard. There's sometimes like I can't push through. So
So no, this is, to me, it's fascinating because outside of like just day by day all the stuff that you have to do, and then to put that energy to try to nourish young people and their self-esteem, like on top of like what you're going through. That takes a lot of like energy and just taking care of yourself. So what's up next for Belle and Beau and A Lada Love?
So I actually just recently moved from, it's really just right up the street. So we moved to 53 North Main Street, and the woman I'm sharing this building with, she does little girl birthday parties, kind of like Sweet and Sassy. So I think it's a great location to be in because the audience there, I feel like I can reach a lot of kids.
I just passed her sign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the other day, yesterday I think.
So I feel like this year, like health wise, it's like ebbs and flows. Like sometimes I feel great and I'm really productive, and sometimes not. But I, for like 2026, I want to keep the classes rolled out because, like I said, I feel like it's so important for kids that age to have resources, or to like, I don't think I mentioned before, but like not necessarily like every kid needs therapy, but this is like the stepping stone. But if your child is showing warning signs, like I will then tell the parent, like this is not a medical like therapy session.
Right.
So but I will direct them to a therapist. Because I don't want that confused either. Like this is not in place of therapy. This is more of like
a workshop, like
so
fun,
like more fun, like social awareness, self-esteem, like
educational.
But if there is something more serious going on, I will 1000% like talk to the parents and direct them. But just to get out there and let like the community know too. Like these kids are not alone in feeling this. So many kids feel this way, and there's resources everywhere. It's like I'm not the only one either. Like the schools have the counselors. Like it's something that we should be open to talking about and discussing and letting kids know that it's normal to have feelings and to work through them and to not like shove everything down. So
good. Where can people find you?
So I'm on 53 North Main Street, and then also my Instagram is at Sweet Belle and Beau and at A Lada Love, and Facebook, but apparently Facebook is for old people.
Old people
so.
like us, But okay. So before we end, I guess, is there any questions that you had about like mental health or any like lingering things you wanted to say that I haven't asked?
I don't think so. I think let me think for a second. What would you suggest for young kids who are, I know this is like Pandora's box, right?
Yes. For what specifically?
We'll say like self-esteem.
Yeah. I think I always tell my clients, because there's a meme that I saw recently. It says the people who show up for therapy are victims of people who needed to go to therapy. Which I was like, that's so true.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
So, and the reason being is because mother, father, teacher, preacher are the 4 most influential people in our lives.
Okay.
So for better or worse, what they say to us, how they treat us, is how we develop and see the world and ourselves.
Right.
So it's so important to, so it's almost like preventative, but also like right now, like breaking the cycle, teaching, educating the parents, the kids, the teens, so that when they have the next generation of kids, that they're healthy, like saying healthy things, so that they're not, which I get, they're saying that the kids are too soft and can't take, stuff, but I think that we can find a balance.
I think so too.
If they know that they, so that's like the big answer of that will take time. Short term wise, I think for kids, I little tools, like when you look in the mirror, you could play like a fun game with the whole family, like leaving notes for each other, like positive affirmations, or what do you like versus like checking for like your shirt untucked or something like that, like what's going well, because we're looking at mirrors every day, and also just I think listening and trusting your gut. What does that feel like? Because most of the time you know what feels good, what doesn't feel good, and trust it. So if someone, like a friend, that is not, you're not feeling good after a play date or something, that's not your person.
So true.
So little things like that, but it's big, and that's why it's so hard. Like my kids are in youth sports too, and it's like not the most gentle
I know.
but it's like but to know the balance, that's why parents are so important. They could go on the field or on the ice or whatever and get coached, but then come home and have a safe space. Hopefully the parents aren't repeating it.
I know. That's what I mean. As a parent too, you're learning every day too on how to deal with these situations. But it's interesting.
It is. Oh my gosh, that's why, like, again, like this podcast, we're all going through it. Even people who look like beautiful Anne Lada is going through stuff.
And that's why, like, one of my biggest things is like, you treat everyone like it's like the worst day of their life. Like you never know what people are going through. You should always lead your day with kindness, because
you just don't know. No, that is a really good reminder. Thank you so much.
I know
this has been
for having me.
Of course,
I know it's a lot.
Working
Finally got in here. Now you know why.
Oh my gosh. And that's okay. I was not mad at all. Because I'm such a procrastinator. I'm like, okay, we'll postpone it. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Before we go, Aurora Healing Crew, take a deep breath like you're soaking in sunlight. Warm, steady, grounding. As you move through your day, check in with your gut. Notice how you feel around others. Your energy is precious. Protect it so you have the strength and light to do what really matters to you. Because life is hard, and we're getting through it together. Thank you for listening to the Aurora Sessions Beyond the Couch. Visit our website at aurorasuncounseling.com to learn more. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Just search Aurora Sun Counseling. Got questions or topics you'd love to hear us cover? Email us at info@aurorasuncounseling.com or drop a comment. We'd love to hear from you.